I reckon you haven't seen my last video because because she hasn't finished uploading, right? Cheers. Little Scottish tea on this date. There's a special occasion on this date. Someone I know, a friend of mine, she turned 360 degrees. No, her birthday's not for another 5 days. But in between the cycle of who you are, if you were not here and the heartbeat would go up and down, the extra time, my friends, is all in your head and all in your heart. What I am going to be talking about right now is, first of all, I'm not even ready to do this video, but I'm going to do it anyways. I showed you this before. I don't know what the answer is, okay? I'm not quite sure what it is. I'm not sure if it's an auger, if it's 2 feet. You see, if I said this was a foot and this was a foot, right? And these were 2 hands, and this was just a twig above his head. Understand, this is a twig above his head, right? See his eyes? See the eyes on here? They're small, right? And this is his hand over here, but I didn't finish it. This is his other hand over here. Here's his body, and he's running. He's running and running. You see this one over here, JJ? It's the JJS. 3 and 7 is the link. 37, 30, and 70. Right? Center of 0 is 5. Only add the spirit to have 6, but in between the center. Do you understand? We can just take the 4 card, and the 4 card is represented in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 areas. But in the 6 cards, 4 and 5 is 9, and 6 is 15, and 7 is 22, and 8 is 30, and 9 is 39. 1, 2, 3 equals 6, the 3 cards that are not there. 39, 3 13s, 93, Saturn. Whatever the end result is that I do not tell you, I'm not going to explain every bit and piece because I'll never get through this. This is just a fast story of something that I will forget if I have to explain too many things. So just let me move on. I know. My result is only at the end. I can bring you around the world, but only at the end will you ever enjoy the end at all. Will it ever mean anything? It's when I stop. Because at the end, when I stop, you refocus everything and you put the most important in your area. But for me, the most important is at the end when it's all said and done. Then you have the choice to do anything you think with your mind, anything you want with whatever I said. That's why I'm saying this, because you're here listening. So obviously you want to hear something, whatever that is, regardless. You want to hear something good, right? I don't know if I can offer that. Otherwise, the only thing I can offer you is my best. But I don't know if my best is good, what they say is good as enough. When enough equals 2, and I haven't done the numbers of it, but it's dead in line with the spirit heaven of H. 8 is enough. There was a television program to teach me that one. I learned from TV. They said 8's enough. I go, okay, I'll work. It works. 8's good. You know why? Because Messer said 1331, where 1 times 3 times 3 times 1 equals 9, and 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 equals 8 is 17. You got the queen created out of H and I. This way and this way. It looks like those jet planes from Star Wars. The 2 systems we're in. Between 2 worlds, there's a block in the center. It's a reader. I don't know what beta videos do, but this one's a reader. See the P? There's a light at every corner. P, 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 P. You know what? When you're standing straight up, I guarantee you everybody's standing straight up in their position. So what I brought back here right now is to discuss the halfway. You see, there is no halfway in 4 numbers. And if you remember from before, and these are now the quadrants, the 4 quadrants, and then they'll have the center quadrant, and then you'll have the lined quadrants, which is just like in tic-tac-toe, and it's cutting everything in an angle. 34, 35, 44, 36, 45, 54, 37, 46, 55, 64, 47, 56, 57, 66, and then 67, 101 at the corners. 34. I knocked off ABC all over. No ABC, no ABC in height. I took away the first row because all of it is living in you. And I'm not playing that game. I'm playing professional. I leave certain things out. When I say it's a par 3 and it takes 6 and 7 for the normal people of the population of this world to get a 7 on a par 3, if not 10, 12, and 15, hitting it in the water, there's always water and sand to play with when you're in the par 3, eh? So the regular people like us that sometimes can get 6 or 7, I have to count that for another number. So I knock out these rows because I'm into the professional what built for these roads to come where they are. And when you end the number 27 over here, okay, the 28 becomes the connecting moons. You see it's 27. The 24 gets into your day, but it ends at 27. You connect the moons just after 27, and it's in exactly the 28th regardless. 27 has to end. So what I did is I did the in-between. Between 44 and 54 is 49. Now the question is that a prime number? Between 45 and 55 is 50. Is that a prime number? I don't think so. There's nothing with a 0 that has a prime number that I've seen, but I don't know. Now we have between 46 and 56, we have 51. This is where area 51 would be, right here. 51. Now between 47 and 57 is 52. 51 and 52, that is your Mercury, that is your Earth, that is your Mars. Right in these numbers right here that I did. 46 and 47. 93 is Saturn. The spirit is 76 and 44 space. This 74 Christ on the cross. Man is 46. 4 by 6, 4 plus 6 is X and X. X marks the spot. So this is where we are right here. Then between here and here, so we get that 51 over here, because now you must link here with here. 51 connects with 56. 52 connects with 57. This is man on the moon right here. This one over here is Mars and the connection of the communication right here. This one over here is 55. This becomes 50. The 50 stars becomes 56. 50, it says the center of 5, which is right here, connecting to 56 on this angle right here. When you get the 44, you get 49, 7, and 7. It now talks the gateway where the IT comes in of space. 48. 4 by 8, 4 plus 8 is 32. The back door, 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Creation of alpha beta. Not alpha omega. Omega is A and E together. The O letter, omega, O me, ohms of me, my vibration, my weight in. Then after that, you can find out this. Now we have to find out this. The answer for this, when you're standing on the cross, the answer for that, when you're standing on the cross, did I do it on here? Let me check this again. You will give me a minute, please. Please bear with me. Bear with me 1 minute. You know, my heart goes out every single time. Like even now I'm wasting your time. I want to tell you this, how I feel. I don't want to waste anybody's time. I don't want to use your time. Don't be here and think I'm wasting my time. Okay, I don't want to use your time. I don't want your time at all. Okay, so I have to make it the best I could so the time you do spend here will be well worth it. Just if you don't learn anything, at least the show will be okay. I mean, you turn on the TV, all you want is a good show, right? That's all I'm trying to do. And I try to go as quick as I can, but the only way is slow. When the hole opens up, the only way is slow. You want to keep the vibration forever. You don't want her to close off on you. So you keep that hole open with the vibration forever. And you go in. By the time you get through, the next thought, the next momentary thought is on the way through the hole. As you keep the vibration open forever, they become the ohms. They become the ohms inside. And then you start to feel these ohms, and all of a sudden there's a strength that starts to build. And the elements within us build a bridge to cross over and cross through whatever they have done to us. But we lived with it because we actually never knew. We don't even know what it is. All you saw is that I was swallowed up for the moment. But you don't know what I said. It's what I feel. We've been cut off. I have to believe that if we haven't been cut off, hey, gay Sarah. And if we were cut off, I want to feel it. That's why I say it. Because if we were cut off, how would I act? Well, oh yeah, we were cut off. Fuck that. We were cut off in a way that I can swear that the only way to repair it, okay, begins firstly within. Slowing things down, creating that bridge to pass over, that deception within our mind of going fast all the time. The finite of the orgasm. That's why the orgasm has to happen at a special time. You don't want to break up that vibration you have with the other world. But you don't break it up because there's a passage into the orgasm, and it's through childbearing. And you can have that orgasm and pass through it. All other orgasms come from HDAD, the gambling, the sports, the hype of the sports, the excitement, the Olympics, and always on top. We push the other world away, and the receptors shrink. We have to build the receptors within us to create that mass tunnel. And then when we all start to sync the same way, it's you can't see it, you don't understand. We're in a system. It's a system. It's a system where whatever is in this world, okay, it's able to connect with something else, just like the clouds are. And that energy can come right down to us in the air we breathe. If we're in a system and somebody else created this system, then you can't see anything, then breathe. You drink your water, you have the water going right through you. You're breathing in that energy, but it takes time. This body, they say, takes 7 years. In the last 7 years, you die. The receptors return home. You become weak from old age. As hard as you try, it doesn't matter. The calling card is up. When you're old, sometimes they say it's paid off. And when you're young, they needed you. They needed you now. You were going to live a bad life, maybe. Something was going to go wrong, so they took you back. But whatever it is, you come in for a question mark in someone's life that will last forever. This question mark of the spirit, holder of the spirit. The egg can hold the spirit. This is the way I see these two cards. The 2 and 3, well, I'm looking at 2 and 3 as man. Okay, and not woman. I need 2 and 3 as man. Here's 2. And I'm looking for a 3. Okay, here's 2. Here's 2. Okay, here's 3. There you got the ace. Now to see the ace goes between the 2 creates the 3. So this 3, right, and this 2 is 5. That's the man. The woman has the egg. The man doesn't have the egg. Look at that. He's got 2 and 3. It's like a tail. You put this one over this one. You move from one area to the next area, and then 1, 2. Isn't that the same way we get the L, we get the V, and the same way the knight gets to move? 2 and 3 is 5. 1 and 4 is 5. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 5 and 4. That creates your IT system. That's the female. 1 plus 4 is 5. 1 times 4 is 4. 2 times 3 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 and 6, 11. 5 and 4, 9. 9, 11. 55. Where's 5? They're right over here. But don't forget, even in the 3, the ace exists. So there's an automatic ace inside with the 2. So it makes a whole difference. You actually have 2, 2 and 1. But 1, 2 comes with a 1, and they call it a 3. Takes more than 1 card to tingle. See how many cards it took? But they were different. Let me go back to the numbers I was associating with. I hope everybody's okay. Y'all okay? Okay. I'm going to go back and we're going to show you that in between 35 and 36, right? 35, 36, what's in the middle? What's the halfway? That's right. 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. This 0.5 in between this 0.5 and this 0.5 and between that 0.5, 0.5 would be over here. But the value of the 0.5 between here and here and here, falling on the line, which 0.5 is that? Well, the question says this moves down 5. This would move down 2.5. This would move over 1/2. So we'll move this over to here, and we'll make it 57.5. Okay, on both of them. 57.5 would be, no, that wouldn't be right. This one over here would be from here to here equals to 60. And then from here to here is 1/2. So it'll be 60.5 to over here, 60.5. And now I'd have to move it to here, which would be 5. Sorry for it's taking a little bit long. Actually, I'd move it over here, which would be 50. And then I would move 505. So 505 or 505 Levi's is right here. New World Order, 565 is right over here. 565 is right on the cross, New World Order. Now there's from here to here. Well, it's 565, is it not? No, well, we can't have 565. We have 5565, or what it would be, or it'd be 565 over here, because it turns out to the same numbers, just they're reversed. And that comes right here. And you know from the last video what I did with these numbers, right? We know this is 103. This is Mercury. This is 103, and that's Mercury. It also stands for Earth and Luna, the moon. It also stands for Mars. It also stands for Mercury and Jupiter and Mars. And the area is Montreal. Area code 514. Try to look for 514. Is there 514? This is the only number that will create a 514, okay, without connecting the 516 region. Because inside the 5 is a 1. Since there's a 1 inside the 5, that means there's a 4, 4, and 4 connect. You have a triangle. Okay, you have to connect the same numbers within the same numbers. Now you can call this bull, but it connects over here. These two, that becomes your Jupiter. Your 5 by 9 and your 9 by 6. Raphael 7286 in a constellation of Pegasus. There is something else that I have to mention, that the numbers, when worked down from corner to corner, from 37 to 64, 101, it associates 37, 64, 46, 55, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. The same thing goes over here. 34, 7, 9, 11, 13, 7, 9, 2, 4. 7, 9, 2, 4. That's because that's what the numbers are. Now, I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Now, what this is this was where I cut out the extremities of ABC over the prime numbers, the first 100 prime numbers, okay? And I also, like I said before, I cut out 1 and 10 is 11, and 91 is 102, and that's Valentine's, and 100 is 202. The four corners from 1 to 100 going 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, starting at 1, ending at 91 on this side, ending at 10 at this side, and 100. 1 and 91 is 92, and that is your entry into this world. Your 129 is right over here. 54 is the son of it, the IT system. Teaching your way. Technicians. We're technicians. We didn't even know it. We learned how to use our minds. Oh boy, I have to learn how to use our mind. I thought we were born with it. We have to use it. We have to understand. Okay, the other thing is, once you can focus your mind, but don't forget not to forget, is that once you can focus your mind and you know where you're going, you can focus on something and achieve it by the continuous strive. We need to get into that spirit system, that energy lock which we have on this earth that we are not getting into. If we knew and ate what was proper so we can achieve this, then that would be our greatest achievement in life, is just to learn to eat and move and think and talk properly. It does not mean you can't get mad, but it's a lot easier than what I said. But in the world we live, there's a lot of blocks because of the 432. 432, 528 and 432, there's a couple of numbers I have to do, is a 90, Is it 94? Is 94 is the difference to make this. No, that's 100. No, it's 94. Is it 94? No. 96. 96. But everybody knows 96 is just like 94. Can't go to 92 because you're in the 9. 9 take away 2 is 7. You can't do it. It just doesn't work. I have to explain it. I have to learn it a little bit further, but I just know. See what I was talking before? In between 45 and 54 was 49. 7 by 7. American stars. Area 51. Come to Earth. The moon aligns with communication and electric company, which is Las Vegas, of the IT system, which is California. Las Vegas, California. This is the space in the final Super Bowl of time of Christ of man creation of the 9 lives of the cat. Call it the fox. 6.66 billion divided by 9 equals number 74. 74. 74 and 37 is 111. That's me. That's where my parking spot is. Electric company, earth, water. Man walks with water. He cools his system by his breathing, but more by the water that's in our body. Remember I told you 35.56, 45, 5, 46, 55, 5, 56, 65, 5, 56. Okay, it's almost like a pole. This one hooks to this one saves this one. This one hooks to this one saves this one. When this one hooks to this one hooks to this one, that one saves that one. He doesn't have anything to do with this one anymore. I mean with this one, okay, because this one and this is not the middle anymore. I'm talking all the numbers when we're going forward. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it's always 3. That's just the way it is. This side, that side, and the center. Can you make it any better? I mean, tell me. Can you make it any better? It's you or me or him. That's a little bit different, right? But if it's you or me, then what's the difference? Well, that's the difference is the answer, because the answer is going inside the center. Raphael 7286, constellation is Pegasus. And this all had to do, what I just did here, what I just did here, this is the only 7 in under 100, excluding 7, that is with the non-prime numbers, because 47, 37, and 67 are all prime, but not 57, because it's 3 times 19 equals 57. Is that why it's not prime? Is it the number in itself? 1 times 57, is that a prime number? Like 89 can't be done. 67 can't be done. 114 is double this, and that's Abraham. Abraham, EC, Eshek. Okay, anyways, we're not going to go into that. These were the prime numbers that I just mentioned, okay? This, 34, 44, 54, 64, versus 34, 45, 56, 67, versus 37, 46, 55, 64. What is this? I'll show you what it is. Only because you're still here. If you weren't here, I wouldn't tell you. See this? It's from this angle, 34, 45, 56, 67, 44, 55, 61, 50, 54, 65, 64. Okay? But this is what I did. Instead of doing all of them, I just did one of them. 34, 45, 57, 67, 37, 46, 55, 64. I just did those. The difference between each one is 11. It creates your X. You have to play the games. When you play bingo, they give you designs to make. Now, if those designs meant nothing, they'd never tell you to make them. But they do tell you to make them, and they're on different levels, in different games, in high stakes and in low stakes. It all makes a slight difference if you can see the difference. Because our precision of understanding in what we're going through, or what I'm going through right now, is based only on your perception, your personal perception. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus in the year 5775. Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur. Rosh Hashanah Yom Kippur, they will blow the ram's horn. And the close on October 4th, approximately, probably 6 o'clock p.m. They will blow the ram's horn for the last time, and the new world will commence. And we will live through what we deem, what we understand, what we believe and see in our own mind of our own perception. How it will go again is up to us. What we live through is the secondary of the story. After the perception, it's the creation of the thought within that gives you the realm you live actually right now. Raphael 7286, the constellation is Pegasus. This is the 6,000th year we are coming up to. The greatest of all years, but no one sees. In the darts, count 1 to 20. 1 to 20 equals to 210. 0 equals 6. 216 is a Mayan 10-day period without counting another part to God, because there is a part to God, and we don't count that because we're ending. We're going back to God. The God is the division of the gateways. Spliced together and divided. Instead of going back right away on an eye and turning around the car in a spin, they created another gateway, and they went a little bit further on, and they made another teardrop. Now we lived in their realm, and now the teardrop is coming around, and the teardrops turn into the 4 wings of the butterfly, and they just go around in teardrops, just like the yin, the yang, how the R, how the S is made, how the fancy F is made. 15 times 15 circles, that got us 225. 15 plus 15 is 30. 225 and 30 is 255. We have now made it to the beta world. 5, 5, like I mentioned before. 5, 5. $30 gets 6. So now what we have is 255. We get 261. 261, 216. Aren't we back to the same number I was at? The 9 days of the Mayan time. 216 hours times 9 equals, 9 times 24 equals 216 hours. It is the cube, it is the man, and it's in our head. And once we connect the cube, we don't have to reconnect it. Once we come back to the end, we start at the beginning. But we first get the electric, we start from the middle. So we lose that one piece. It comes back, and at the end, it doesn't have to go to the end because it's like an automatic right into the center. Once you're connected on the ski hill, and it's going all the way around on the ski hill like this, it doesn't matter. Once you're connected, you're connected. At any point here, they can do what they need to do. But after it goes, they have to do something else. The people can get off over here, but no longer can they get off. You understand? It goes around here, the people can get off. They can no longer get off without calling a search and rescue. So they come around again at the top. Now they can get off again. Search and rescue. The ski slope going around your head, 28, 28. The 21 days it takes for the egg to hatch. The 6 days of the chicken that she may lay. Of the 1 day she stays astray where she does not lay, and the 6 days that she lays, to the 1 day before she didn't lay, to the 1 day after her last egg that she did lay, is 0. The first day that she did not lay is 1. Then there's the first day to the 6th day that she did lay equals 7. On the 8th day she did not lay equals to 8. And the next 6 days was 14. She is on the cross until she lies and lays again on number 15 on the day after the day she laid. So she didn't lay on the first day, but on the second day, she laid for the first time. On the second day, she laid for the first time her first egg. But on the 15th day, she no longer laid. But on the 14th day, she was still laying. And those are all the numbers on 214. It's a bad egg on the cross. It's a chicken. That ain't me. It's a chicken story, and that's exactly true. You can look it up how chickens lay. You'll hear a couple of stories, and in there you're going to hear what I said, because all I did is reread it. I stored it back there in my head, and I remembered it. Okay, we're going to do it again. The chicken stood here like in my seat like I'm sitting right now. And I ain't getting laid right now, okay? But tomorrow, I'm going to get laid for the next 6 days. So I got 6 days I got laid to the day before that I didn't get laid at all. That's 7 days. Then after that 7th day, the 8th day, no one gets laid. You got to repose, okay? It means you got the chicken sits back and she don't lay on the 8th day, which would have been the 7th day straight of laying. Well, that would be 7th inning stretch. Well, that's like coming out to the ballpark. Well, I didn't say you're getting to come at all. What kind of getting laid? You're not going to get their eggs coming out there. So then on the 7th day, she lays. She don't lay on the 8th day. The 8th day is the 7th day of laying. And on that day, she doesn't lay. So she starts a new cycle. Call it day 1. But on that day 1 that she lays again, that's actually day 9 in which she's going to lay on day 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and day 14. She's going to lay again for 6 more days from day 9 to 14. And then on day 15, she don't lay no more. Well, hell golly gee. The 1 is in pool is the yellow ball for the yellow egg. The 9 again when she relays in the 2nd cycle on the 9th day, which would have been the 8th day of laying. If she would have hit the 7th day, which she didn't lay at all, but she laid after the day she didn't get laid. So then on the 9th day, you can go 6 days, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14, and we have the 15th ball, 1, 4, 1, 5, and pi. Then she gets laid because on 1, 4, she laid her last egg, okay, which would have been 13 eggs in 15 days. 1 and 3, 4, 1 and 5, 6, 4 and 6. Man getting laid on an egg. Do you understand how that works? You got to get off and you got to get on. But while you're on, that's the number you roll. But before you're off, you were off. And after you're off, you're off. When you got on from one side. When you got off from the other side. But you were on the same ride. Unless you're going down the merry-go-round, well, that's pretty round. And anything that's round, you know, that'd be really funny. How can you get 2? Like, if you go at the bottom, you can maximize with 3 people getting off at the same time, which would be 3 in the merry-go-round, with 3 people in each chair, making it 9. That'd be like the idea they got on this chairlift there 2,500 years ago. Raphael 7286, the constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for your moments.